What's up, everybody? It's Sid and Millie back with another episode. It's been another week. It's been another set, I guess, of World Cup games since our last
Facts.
video.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, just kind of doing another week in review. What is it? Week three,
Yeah,
Millie?
week three of the
Week
World Cup.
three.
Yeah.
So
So recapping week three of the World Cup.
what's been going on?
Well, a lot has been going on. So this was the first elimination round of the World Cup. So
Mm-hmm.
as we know, typically it would be the round of 16 in the previous World Cup structure when knockout typically would start. But as we know, with the additional teams included in this World Cup, there is an additional knockout round that exists in this World Cup.
Oh,
So
okay.
in order to make it to the round of 16, you had to win this first knockout game.
Okay.
And it proved to be a pretty difficult feat for certain clubs or certain
Yeah.
teams. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, a lot of teams got eliminated in
Yeah,
this
yeah. And
last
we're not
round.
even done. Yeah, the round is still ongoing. The round continues. I
Yes.
believe tomorrow is the last day in the round.
Okay.
And then the next round kicks off over the weekend.
Got
So,
it.
so yeah, tons of games coming up. Football is still coming at
I
us
yes,
every
always.
single day. So, still in good, true World Cup fashion.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
who were some notable teams for you that got eliminated?
I think the first one, the Germans. The Germans were eliminated by Paraguay in
Yeah.
penalty kicks. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, Germany, as we know, one of the big European giants, tons of expectation, tons of anticipation for this
Mm,
team with the players they brought into the tournament. And yeah, they were like a dull sword for the whole tournament, honestly.
dang.
I mean, I think they had one game where they beat someone they should have beat, but yeah, I think Paraguay, they were just failing to create dangerous opportunities, like
Mm,
failing to have that killer instinct, and they didn't have anybody kind of step up and take that responsibility.
got it.
Kind of the same story with the Netherlands as well. But yeah, for Germany, it was a very, very disappointing World Cup and an early exit. And even on top of them, on top of their early exit, essentially the manager of the German national team came out publicly and said that he was not stepping down from the role and yada yada yada. And
Okay.
new reports today are showing that he has been asked to step down. They have not fired him as yet, but he has been
Okay.
asked to step down of his own free will before
Yikes.
before that decision is made.
Oh.
So I think it's pretty clear that the German football federation was not satisfied with this result.
Yeah, fair. Do they usually go further in World Cups than, say, like the first round of
Yeah,
elimination?
yeah,
Definitely. Okay,
definitely.
that
And
makes
obviously,
sense.
like, this is a longer World Cup, so we can't really compare it, tit for tat for like
Okay,
the
fair.
previous system, just because there's a one more round of games.
Okay.
However, we can definitely say that Germany expected to go
Should
further.
have gone
Yeah,
further. Got
yeah.
it.
So yeah, they were one of the first European giants to go out. And Paraguay, obviously, they lost their first game to the USA,
Mm,
4-1 actually, and I think a lot of people kind of wrote them off after that game.
Germany must have.
Yeah, for real. But again, every single team is showing up to play at this World Cup. There is no pushover games, although Spain kind of made that look like Spain might make me eat my words a little bit. That 3-0 win today against Austria was so
They played
comfortable.
really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just cooked them. I mean,
Oh,
Austria tried to come out very offensively. They tried to play with two forwards, but I think the lack of that additional midfielder really hurt them because
okay.
Spain just bossed them all over the park. Finished very comfortable goals. And yeah, Austria was throwing numbers at them, but Spain was just kept possession. So anyway, that was probably the only easy game we've seen thus far. But like in this round, the round of 32. So,
Okay, fair.
but yeah, so I think what Germany, Spain. What's up?
I have a silly question.
There's no silly questions.
Okay, so there's like round of 16, round of 32
Oh,
is what
I
is
knew I
that?
shouldn't have said 30. Well, essentially, it's just like the rounds leading up to like the quarterfinals and stuff.
Okay,
So
so
it's
like
just
the
like
amount of
more.
teams in
Yeah, yeah.
that?
So this
Okay.
round that starts this weekend is going to be the round of 16.
Because they cut down on the amount of teams that were playing.
Right.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen it a couple times and heard you say it, so I was like, Let me ask for the people.
Yeah.
That way I'm not confused.
For the
and
nation.
Nobody, yeah, for the nation.
And then, of course, if you watch along with us, we already covered the Netherlands game.
Yes.
We did a separate video solely covering what we thought went wrong for the Netherlands. But they ended up losing their game to Morocco in kind of a similar situation to Germany, just massively underwhelming performance from that team, from what they brought to the field, their style of play. Everything was just a bit lackadaisical. They weren't really looking like they were ready to play for the World Championship, for the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? And I think you do have to have a little bit of that edge about you when you come to these sorts of tournaments. And
Definitely.
I think Germany and the Netherlands were lacking that. So
yeah,
sad to see, but those were two of kind of like the first giants that were knocked out. But there was still more that happened in that.
Definitely.
Obviously,
What
Brazil had their pretty comfortable win over Japan. I wouldn't say anything was too crazy about that, but I think the Norway Ivory Coast game was pretty nuts. Norway just snuck by with a 2-1 win. And I think the Ivory Coast made a massive mistake by not starting Amad Diallo. In our previous video when we were talking about all of the Man United players at the World Cup, we emphasized how important Amad would be for the Ivory Coast in this tournament because of his creativity, because of how dangerous he is. And for them to go into a knockout stage game and not start Amad Diallo, baffling. So I think the Ivory Coast manager will have to look at himself in the mirror for the decisions he made in terms of who he selected for the team, because when you have someone like Amad on your team, that is who you play. I just don't understand what the confusion was. Amad came in and scored when he was subbed on, and then he almost scored a free kick, literally almost pulled the Ivory Coast across the line.
I wish they would have won. That would have been so amazing.
Especially because Norway rested players in the previous round. But I just don't understand that. Amad would have been a fantastic option, as he showed when he was subbed on. So I think that was a missed opportunity from the Ivory Coast there with Norway. But what can you say? Next was our French team. France versus Sweden.
Knocked out Sweden.
France, okay, this was the other pretty easy game. France just took Sweden and just battered them. It was bad. I mean, the way the French play football, it's just beautiful. That is the way the sport is meant to be played. Attackers running at their defenders, playing slip passes, interchanging with each other. One on this side of the field. Next moment, Olise's on this side. Now Mbappe's on the other side. They are just fantastic. This French team is a joy to watch. They just understand the game of football. I just don't know how. I mean, Didier Deschamps, hats off to you. That's the manager. Okay. Yeah, and he was, of course, a legendary French player as well.
Nice.
But even if they don't win the tournament, no other country at the tournament has put forth the football that France has put forth. They are brilliant from head to toe. If they lose, it will be on a fluke or some BS VAR call, which we can get into as well. But it will not be because they are beat on the footballing side. France are unbelievable. What a football team. Man, I'm excited for them to watch. I want to watch them play again.
When do they play next?
That's a great question. Probably over the weekend or the start of next week, because they played Tuesday. It's now Thursday, so
been a couple days, but not too long.
The next game would be the Mexico-Ecuador game. I love the guy for Mexico, the Black Mexican or the Afro-Mexican, whatever you want to call him. My brother, he's killing it. He's having a fantastic tournament. You don't typically see, full melanated people on the Mexican national team. So for him to not only be starting for them, but to be such an integral player, he scored and got the assist in their win over Ecuador.
That's amazing.
I love watching him play. I'm so happy for him. I can't imagine the things he faced growing up, with all of the prejudice and racism in this world. But the fact that he is doing this on the biggest stage is just phenomenal. I was really excited to see Mexico win.
Yes.
And now our host country, Mexico, now is playing against England in the next round.
That will be
So yeah,
interesting.
that is going to be a game for sure. Because England looked completely disjointed in their game for the first half, completely out of sorts. Again, Thomas Tuchel completely lost the
Yeah.
plot by not playing Kobe Mainu, not realizing what his midfield is missing now 4 games in, and he still is not problem solving what is going wrong with his team. So again, just disappointing. But hey,
Yeah.
Harry Kane put on his superhero outfit. You know, he had the S on his chest, and he became the king for a few minutes. I don't know how else to say it. He went God mode, and he scored two bangers.
I know, because they played Senegal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Man, I
That
wish
was
Senegal would have won the game.
no, sorry, they played DR Congo.
Oh, Belgium played Senegal.
Yeah, that was another
DR
close game.
Congo, they also
Yeah,
they
that
should have
was.
won that game.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that came down to no, Harry
nothing. Yeah,
Kane.
Harry
Yeah.
Kane just ended it. But yeah, Congo took an early lead in that game and was winning the
Yes.
game for a large majority of the match. And I think Congo was doing really well. They were managing the game up until a certain point, but I think again when you have Rashford running at you for an entire half, when you have Madueke working on you for like large portions of the game, and Harry Kane, eventually it's going to wear down. And I think
Yeah.
eventually the England pursuit did work. Tuchel made some substitutions and brought on some more attacking players, and it ended up paying off for him. So I think it was good that he recognized in that moment in the game what was necessary, and Harry Kane literally took it upon himself and put on the crown. Honestly, that old ass king should give him the crown at this point. Whatever, yeah, we don't care. It's Independence Day weekend, baby. 4th of July, 1777, 76. You know what I'm saying? You know what happened? Nah, I'm kidding.
I know you are.
But
I know you're kidding.
but anyway, yeah. So that was the England game. They snuck by another disjointed performance. I think it comes down to their midfield, which is all out of sorts. And ironically, the best English defender on the field in the game was Wan-Bissaka, and he was playing for the DR Congo. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But England has got to figure that out, because at the end of the day, Mexico is a serious team and can and will punish them if they bring out that lackadaisical energy again. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, and we already kind of brought up the Belgium-Senegal game. That might have been the game of the tournament so far. Unbelievable. I mean,
can't believe Senegal lost that
yes,
game.
I know. They were one of your favorites.
I can't believe.
Yeah, that was massively disappointing for Senegal, obviously.
I can't.
Massively disappointing. And it just comes down to game management at the end of the day. 80th minute, 85th minute, you got to stop sending numbers forwards. You got to be tactical with your substitutions, more defenders, more big guys, more defensive midfielders, and you got to get really compact. But I think you were starting to see the fatigue in Senegal as the game went on later. And I think that maybe they were pressing a little bit too high up the field. I don't know. All I know is Belgium made the substitutions. They made hard decisions as well, because they sacked De Bruyne, who's one of their key guys. They sacked Dorgu from Man City, another one of their key guys. Doku. They brought on Doku. Yeah, my bad. I always say Dorgu.
I know. I was like,
But yeah, so they brought on Lukaku and made those kind of big changes, and ended up paying off. Lukaku scored once again with one of his first touches. Unbelievable. I literally just saw a statistic that Lukaku has the same amount of World Cup goals as Thierry Henry.
Wow.
So I mean, Lukaku, he's a goal scorer, man. Let's say what you will about Lukaku, but I can tell you one thing: he's going to score a goal, and that's inevitably what you want Ford to do.
True. And
he was massively clutch for Belgium. And then, Thielem. I mean, that penalty call, though. I don't know. To lose on that, just a penalty
I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe that happened.
That was brutal.
I know that guy felt really bad. I know he probably cried after the game.
Yeah. That was brutal.
That sucks.
That was harsh. That was
really
very harsh. That was very harsh to give a pen that late in the game.
Yeah, they said Belgium's gonna win this game.
Yeah, literally. Man, but that was such a competition.
Yeah,
crazy comeback, crazy highs and lows. That was just a truly remarkable game of football. Where both teams really gave it their all.
Definitely.
And I think, at the end of the day, Belgium risked just a little bit more, and it paid off for them. So, they went through, and now they have to play the United States of America.
Which is the only, what is that, the last game from...
no, not yet. But yeah, so now it will be the United States versus Belgium in the next round, in the round of 16. So that will be a heated game. We can kind of get into the United States game now as well, kind of piggyback off of that, because the United States was able to beat Bosnia in Herzegovina last night 2-0. Yeah, just fantastic. This is probably the only time it'll be like, American pride. I'm just kidding. But yeah, honestly, shout out to all of those birthright citizen children on the men's national team that made the win possible. At the end of the day, the United States is a melting pot. Our country, our national team doesn't exist without immigration. Facts. Our country is made better by immigrants. At the end of the day, that's what our country was founded on: immigration and being a welcoming place for all people. If you don't believe that, then you've detached from true American values. So that's what I have to say about that. Our team, our United States men's soccer team, is a multicultural, multi-diverse team with blacks, whites, everybody. So at the end of the day, that's who's representing our country. If you can't get behind every single one of them and stand behind every single one of them, then you don't actually support the squad. And that stands true for every country as well, because obviously, Ta came out from Germany, the German center back who missed his penalty, and he received massive racist abuse from Germans online who were claiming he wasn't German. And I just think that that's disgusting, and German people especially need to be ridiculously careful with where they aim their comments with your history. But, it's just disgusting that football fans will turn to racism after a football performance. It just highlights, again, just the lack of awareness around playing the sport itself, playing a sport itself. Because, again, if any of these racists had played a sport, they'd realize that people have bad days. That is just humanity. So I say all of that to say there is no place for racism in football. Emphasize that 10, 15, 100 times over. If you are that person, please see yourself out of the game of football. There is no place for you here. So with that said, obviously, shout out to the American player who got the red card, because I am sure he received some abuse online, which... it was ridiculous, right? VAR, super slow-mo, just outrageous officiating. But I think the United States, again, it is a very committed team. The manager has done a fantastic job of bringing this group together. They're hardworking, they're athletic, they're energetic, and they're fighting for the badge. And at the end of the day, that is what will bring you success. A lot of teams have a lot of star players. The United States doesn't really have star power like that. But what the United States does have is 11 guys plus everybody on the bench in the training team that are going to work their asses off. So I can appreciate that. And Pochettino's done a great job. So let's see how the United States does against Belgium in the next round. Yeah, that will be an interesting game. Yeah, it really will. It really will. So let's see how they do. At the end of the day, they look decent. So. Honestly, they've been playing really well. Yeah, for real. And then, that brings us to literally today. We're about 20 minutes away from the Portugal versus Croatia game. And then, of course, the Switzerland and Algeria game comes on much later tonight. And these games are followed by, so Argentina plays tomorrow, Egypt plays tomorrow, Colombia, Ghana. So there's a lot more games in this round. But Thursday was the start of the World Cup, which is why it's when we do our weekly recap. So that was basically it. We're going to see what happens today with these games, see who progresses in this Portugal game that's coming up next. Sure, that's going to be heated. Obviously hoping for the best, hoping Bruno Fernandes can be saucy today and make something happen. naturally,
Corners.
of course. And as we mentioned, of course, Spain handled business earlier against
Austria.
So yeah, case closed for that. Ralph Ragnick was a former, United coach for a little bit, so little connection there. But
Hey.
yeah, Austria Audi. So
Bye-bye.
so that basically rounds up all that we've seen to this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those were our thoughts.
On this week of the World Cup.
If you made it this far,
Thanks for watching.
we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.